Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. The province's pre-budget tour wraps up in Northern Ontario.
We hear challenges in North that are different than the South.
More about what was discussed in Sudbury. Plus, a powerhouse partnership.
The Kingdom is trying to encourage local capacity building, and that's something that we will be very happy to contribute to.
Northern College is taking its mining expertise to the Middle East. And the Hollywood of the North gets a major sequel.
We average about 5 films a year.
North Bay receives funding from the province to keep film and TV cameras rolling.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off. A second person has died as a result of that fatal crash in Sturgeon Falls over the weekend. The victim has been identified as a 15-year-old girl. Police were called to Nipissing Street Saturday after 2 vehicles collided. A 62-year-old Sudbury woman was pronounced dead at the scene, and a 15-year-old in the other vehicle was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries. 3 others have been hospitalized with serious injuries. Police say the investigation is still ongoing. Northern College says it will be working with a school in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to advance mining education for students at Saudi Mining Polytechnic. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Northern College officials say their institution has an international reputation with the mining industry on a global scale, and a new partnership with a school in Saudi Arabia will only strengthen it.
We're trying to share the legacy and history of the Haile Berry School of Mines of Northern College with the world. So we're engaging with partners around the world to help them benefit from some of our programs, and also help us expand our footprint and create additional partnerships for Northern College that will help with other activities such as international student recruitment and other engagements.
Earlier this month, the college's president, Mitch Dumas, attended the Future Minerals Forum in Riyadh to sign a memorandum of understanding with Saudi Mining Polytechnic, a post-secondary institution based in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
The Kingdom is trying to encourage local capacity building, and that's something that we will be very happy to contribute to. We will hopefully be discussing offering some opportunities in Saudi or some in Timmins for Saudi participants to come over and spend time here. And we can offer some of our programs as well as field visits or placements or other opportunities for them.
The college will share curriculum, provide expertise in program creation, and collaborate on research initiatives, which officials say will benefit both institutions and the economies they support. Baghdadi says the college has plans to sign more memorandums of understanding with other institutions in different locations, and he says he will update the public as more information becomes available. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, South Porcupine.
We're learning more about the potential loss of federal jobs here in Northern Ontario. According to the Public Service Alliance of Canada, at least 800 of its members across Ontario, excluding the National Capital Region, have already received workforce adjustment notices. The notices inform employees that their services may no longer be required due to restructuring and budget cuts. While the union is aware that some in our region have received notice, they say the total number of Northern Ontarians impacted is still undetermined. Sudbury was the final stop for the provincial government's committee to hear pre-budget consultations. CTV's Angela Gemmell has more.
It was a full day's schedule for the province's Standing Committee on Finance and Economic Affairs as they heard from 18 representatives on the final day of pre-budget consultations.
It's a budget for the whole province, not for different areas, so how we can put that all together to deal with the challenges that the people in Ontario are facing.
Made up of the same political party proportions as the legislature, the committee has visited 11 cities over the past few months. The chair, Oxford MPP Ernie Hardman, says they're gathering input on what the public wants to see addressed in the budget.
There are not that many differences in what we're hearing around the province, except the uniqueness of the area you're in. We hear challenges in north that are different than the south. How they solve the problem is got to be addressed, but the problem is the same.
First to present was the head of the Greater Sudbury Chamber of Commerce. She wants the province to finish four-laning Highway 69, and she used the committee members' recent travel issues to drive home her message.
I think everybody in this city has experiences with delayed or cancelled flights or highway closures that affect their lives every day. So it's very important to sort of reiterate that point.
A member of Laurentian University's Board of Governors asked for a $25 million investment to fix and upgrade the Haino Tahani Pool. The only Olympic-sized swimming facility in the region has been closed since March 2020.
The pool was fully utilized, but not by Laurentian, by the general community. And I keep saying, Laurentian used it this much, the community used it this much. So we have the stats and numbers. It's kind of a no-brainer.
The chair says the details presented throughout the consultations will be compiled into a report for the finance minister. The provincial budget is expected to be presented at the end of March. Angela Gamble, CTV News, Sudbury.
Problem drivers and school buses, the latest target of the traffic unit under the Sudbury Police. Investigators say some drivers simply aren't stopping, and it's posing a risk to children. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
4 lanes of traffic stop for this school bus as students safely board the bus along Paris Street. Greater Sudbury Police say this area is just one where some drivers don't stop for school buses on a daily basis.
Primarily in areas that are on four-lane roads, so similar to Paris Street. We're here out in front of 1960 Paris, which is a stop where there's numerous school buses that stop in the morning and afternoon. Falconbridge Road is a problem area. Lawrence Street is a problem area.
The Sudbury Student Services Consortium says some buses have cameras, and when drivers run the stop arm and flashing red lights, pictures are forwarded to police.
Our drivers have had to grab the children's jackets so that they wouldn't get off the bus because they were seeing cars coming through. So yes, it is putting students at risk. Some of them pass the school bus to the right and some to the left.
So if there's 4 lanes of traffic on a roadway, all traffic must stop when a school bus has its lights on and the stop arm out.
Police say along Paris Street this morning, they charged 1 driver for not stopping. 2 they observed but were unable to pull over. And 1 other shocking incident.
An officer had a car pulled over behind a school bus with its lights on and somebody drove through. So it's becoming a real problem that people just aren't paying attention to school bus lights.
The fine for not stopping for a school bus with red flashing lights is $490 and 6 demerit points. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
There are over 450 people homeless and living on the streets in the Nipissing district. Facilities and agencies teamed up for what's called Nipissing Counts. It's compared to 530 in 2024. Officials say that means no full survey was completed, making it difficult to directly compare the results to 2024 figures. On the night of the count, around 130 homeless people were staying in emergency or violence against women shelters, which includes families and children. Over 150 people were in unsheltered locations, including encampments and vehicles. Over 90 people were in public facilities such as healthcare, treatment, or correctional facilities, and around 75 were in transitional housing.
62% of those numbers are actually male. 60% of them are actually adults between the age of 35 and 64. So there's a general demographic that is actually homeless.
King notes the data will be used to highlight the need for housing and homelessness funding to provincial and federal government representatives. Last Saturday, Turtle Pond Wildlife Center got a call to help rescue an animal with more fur than shell. CTV's Madison Marier reports.
At around 8 p.m., Gloria Morissette received a call from a man who struck a wolf while driving on Highway 17 in Hager.
They really went to the 9th degree to find someone to help. They called all over the place trying to find help because these guys did not want to dispatch this animal. She was, well, you saw how beautiful it turns out it's a male, but how beautiful he is.
OPP constables and the driver were able to assist Turtle Pond locate and safely get the wolf out of the minus 30-degree weather.
We wouldn't have been able to do it, just the two of us. So it was really nice that the constables were able to stay and that Blake hung around and waited for us to come. So yeah, it all just worked out. It was great. Yeah, they were really, really nice individuals to deal with, and they were genuinely concerned about the animal's welfare.
Once the crew captured the wolf, they sent him to Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary for a vet assessment and x-ray, where it was determined the wolf's back legs were broken.
The vet from National Wildlife Center, where we sent him for the surgery, actually found that there was some infection in one of the broken legs that he has. So his prognosis is still guarded, but if he is recovered, he's going to be released probably in spring, summer, or fall, depends on how long he takes in the rehab program.
Dr. Sherry Cox really needs the nod as well. She's part of the National Wildlife Center, and she's the one that services all us. She really helps all the animals.
The driver of the vehicle is a member of the Canadian Armed Forces and asked to name the wolf Vimy in memory of a military police dog who passed away in 2021. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
And Aspen Valley did share a few hours ago that Vimy has been eating and drinking well since coming back to the sanctuary post-op, which they say is an encouraging sign as he begins to recover. That's great news. Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. But for now, a look at the current conditions around the region. Still a very cold night out there. Minus 27 in Elliott Lake, cloudy skies in Chapleau, some snow falling in Kapuskasing. Your full forecast coming up next.
Heading into the weekend, we've got a little bit of everything to show you over the course of the next few minutes. Forecast radar, we've got, well, some light snow, some flurries in the forecast for tomorrow. Then it gets even better and warmer just in time for Sunday, so stick around. Seeing is everything. Sudbury Nickel Belt. Okay, to wake up tomorrow morning, you've got a wind chill of minus 30, a couple of centimeters of snow for the day. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine, minus 11, minus 9 on Sunday. I like that. Cloud cover Monday, minus 9, minus 10 Tuesday, minus 7 on Wednesday with the sun and cloud. Told you there would be some warmer weather. Sault Ste. Marie Algoma waking up to minus 30 tomorrow morning, minus 12 your daytime high, minus 10 Saturday, minus 6 on Sunday. That's a winning temperature. Monday, chance of flurries, minus 7. Minus 7 once again on Tuesday with the sun and cloud. Even better, minus 5 on Wednesday with the cloud cover in the Sault and Algoma. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, 2 centimeters of snow for tomorrow. Wind chill waking up is minus 30, minus 13 your high. Saturday, minus 12, minus 6 on Sunday, some sun and cloud. Chance of flurries Monday, minus 13. Again, minus 13 Tuesday with the sunshine, and minus 8 warming up. Wednesday, minus 7 Thursday with the chance of flurries in the forecast. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, 2 centimeters of snow tomorrow. Wind chill about minus 30 when you wake up. Minus 15 your high. Saturday we've got minus 13, minus 8 Sunday. More sunshine. Monday some cloud cover, minus 7. Then the cool down, minus 12 on Tuesday. Wednesday minus 9 and minus 8 by next Thursday. Mainly cloudy conditions, which is very close to the expected high for this time of the year, heading into the final few days of the month of January. North Bay, West Nipissing. Few centimeters of snow. Wind chill tomorrow morning, minus 32. Minus 12 on Saturday. Sunny skies, minus 9 on Sunday. How about minus 5 degrees on Monday with the cloud cover? Tuesday and Wednesday, sunny skies, minus 10 and minus 7, which is bang on for the normal for this time of the year. So, Amanda, we've got some interesting temperatures coming up on Sunday. Right across the Northeast, some warmer temperatures, and just in time to end the month of January. A little bit of snow, loads of sunshine in the forecast for next week. Have yourself a great weekend.
Thanks for that, Rick. I'm liking the sunshine in there for sure. We're learning more about an Ontario charity that's now under investigation by the OPP. As CTV's John Woodward reports, it received money from a scandal-plagued government fund. And a W5 investigation found donated clothes it received didn't go where you might expect.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake's House was a resource for families with autistic children, offering housing in a facility north of London, Ontario, and community.
It's a wonderful opportunity for families who have members that have autism.
That facility closed last year after Ontario's Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services ended a $9.3 million funding agreement with the charity. The 27 residents sent packing.
I wish we could stay here for another couple of years, but it's really emotional to me.
Exactly why that funding was pulled was a mystery then, but this week it emerged that Ontario's Treasury Board Secretariat had conducted an audit and referred its findings to the Ontario Provincial Police, which said in a statement they were looking into transfer payments from the ministry, including finances and contracts. Founders Irenka and David Bodanis didn't return CTV's messages for comment. Last year, the charity's executive director insisted she knew of no good reason to be concerned about its finances.
We've done a lot of really good things here at the home, and it's absolutely heartbreaking.
At the time, Jake's House was also receiving $3.5 million from Ontario's Controversial Skills Development Fund, the same fund under a microscope by the legislature's Integrity Commissioner, looking into whether Labour Minister David Piccini played favourites while doling out grants to his party's friends and donors. It's the second police investigation into a Skills Development Fund recipient. Jake's House was also featured in a W5 series in 2024, looking into clothing donation bins. Through tracking, W5 found that a company collecting donated clothes on the charity's behalf packaged and sold them in bales, some ending up as far away as North Africa. Ontario's opposition leader accusing the province of failing to do proper due diligence into organizations before committing millions of dollars. A government spokesperson says it acted when its standards weren't met, saying the active investigation into this organization demonstrates that these accountability processes are working. Jake's House had plans to reopen. Now its operations are controlled by a receiver in a process supervised by Ontario's Superior Court. John Woodward, CTV News.
A community-driven safety initiative in Greater Sudbury is hitting the streets with a brand new look. Sudbury Police officially unveiled the new decal for its Citizen on Patrol vehicles, otherwise known as COPS. COPS is a volunteer program focused on crime prevention and neighborhood security. The design was selected by the public following a community-wide vote. Buying a new vehicle these days is expensive, which is why you want to make sure yours lasts as long as it can. A CTV viewer set an impression milestone with his van, which just topped more than 1 million kilometers. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
Marco Intihar of Claremont owns a 2000 Toyota Sienna van. It's been in the family since new and is affectionately known as Betsy. He recently videoed the odometer as it clicked over to 999,999 kilometers, which is the most it can record.
99999 has been achieved. Woo! Let's hear it for Betsy.
For Intihar, it was a family goal to hit the million mark.
It's unreal. It really is. I think when you do some research, how many vehicles have actually gotten to 1 million kilometers, that aren't big semis or whatever, it's just astounding. Starts up every time first day.
We first met Intihar 4 years ago when his van had just clicked over to 930,000 kilometers.
Bam! Love it. Transmission level looks good.
He says his father believed in following the maintenance schedule closely, especially oil changes.
You just got to give her the love. Don't go past your oil changes.
Another reason we did the story, it's still on its first drivetrain.
It has the original engine and transmission.
Intihar says his parents put on most of the 1 million kilometers driving to polka festivals all over North America.
They would take lots of trips down south, Florida, wherever there was a polka festival, they would go.
To get this kind of mileage, Consumer Reports says start with a reliable vehicle and keep it well maintained.
Routine maintenance is definitely key to longevity. It costs some time in the shop and money for those maintenance items, but it's generally money and time well spent.
Your best bet, follow your owner's manual.
All the fluid changes matter, all the filter changes matter, and it does add up, but it is cheaper than repairs down the line.
As for Intihar, he says his father would be proud to know Betsy made it to 1 million kilometers.
It was just my dad's dream to get to 1 million, and it's done. So I think we're going to gracefully put her out to pasture. Toyota should be proud. That's a pretty impressive thing to have accomplished.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
In the OHL, all 3 Northern teams were on the road tonight. The Sudbury Wolves were in Peterborough taking on the Petes.
Across, pass, shot, they score! Hudson.
The Wolves were trailing behind, but a shot from Jean-Christophe Lemieux put them on the board late in the second period thanks to an assist from Hudson Martin. That was the only goal scored by the Wolves tonight. The Petes took a 4-1 win. Meanwhile, the battalion faced the Windsor Spitfires but suffered a close 4-3 loss. And the Sioux Greyhounds fell to the Niagara Ice Dogs, who took home ice advantage 6-3. And there was just one game in the NOJHL tonight. In Sudbury, the Cubs crushed the Espanola Paper Kings 10-2. A pair of Calgary doctors is heading to Italy to care for Canada's men and women's hockey stars. CTV's Tyler Barrow reports.
Flames forward Blake Coleman is on injured reserve, sidelined until after the Olympic break. The team's physician is working on him, but for Dr. Ian Auld, it's also warm-up ahead of the games.
It's starting to get real. I'm starting to get excited.
Dr. Auld is the medical director with the Flames. He has also worked international tournaments for Hockey Canada over the past 22 years, including World Juniors, World Championships, pictured here with former Flame Dion Phaneuf, and last year's Four Nations Cup.
Lucky to be where I am, and I worked hard for it, but it certainly is a privilege.
It's a unique privilege his wife shares. Dr. Laura Benyon is already in Europe as Canada's women's hockey team's doctor.
We've been at this journey independently, and so it's kind of really interesting that we've both ended up with our respective teams.
The two met at the University of British Columbia's medical school in 1995, began dating during their residency in Calgary before marrying in 2003. Dr. Benyon has practiced family medicine but also has strong insight into sports medicine, working with Team Canada's women's programs.
The environment and the culture around the women's hockey team is so positive. I love being around people who are at the top of their game.
This will be their first Olympics. Heading the health of large squads, they know an entire country is counting on these teams. The couple is also counting on each other.
We bounce things off each other all the time, and it's really comforting to know that.
I hope to be sitting in the stands of the gold medal women's game, and I'll probably be more happy if she wins than if I win. I mean, of course, I want our guys to win, but I wish success for her.
The women's team's first game is against Finland Thursday, February 5th, while the men kick off the tournament Thursday, February 12th versus Czechia. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Still ahead tonight, a funding boost. Details next. Finally for us tonight, more money for the ever-growing film and television industry is coming to the north. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
The center of the film industry here in Northern Ontario.
From the cameras to the props to the editing, it's quiet on the set when the cameras are rolling.
I've been here for about 6 years. We average about 5 films a year.
A booming TV and film industry in the Nipissing district just keeps on rolling. $8 million in new funding through the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund will support 10 film and television projects to be shot in and around North Bay.
It's transforming the economies in North Bay and Sudbury especially, and it helps provide an identity for Northern Ontario.
Of that money, Kelly Martin Productions is getting $500,000 to produce its next project, a made-for-TV film.
We are so fortunate in North Bay to have local talent. They are such skilled individuals here that don't get enough credit.
Often dubbed Hollywood North, the industry in the region has employed hundreds of people directly and indirectly, from the set designers and builders to the behind-the-scenes crew and those in front of the camera.
It's been a life-changing experience. It's been like the greatest opportunity I've ever had in my career.
$60 million has invested in film in Nipissing since 2018. and all that has generated almost $1 billion.
And while the broadcasting companies are keeping a watchful eye on the tariff threats on foreign-made films going to the U.S., which will stifle opportunity
for buyers to come in and produce stuff with us, just given the nature of the situation. But I think the biggest thing is it helps fill funding gaps that broadcasters otherwise aren't filling right now.
There's a hope at the same time that continued interest and focused investment in the North will boost the need for motion picture talent. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
And that takes us to the end of our newscast this Thursday night. Thanks for watching. Good night.